Okay, we're on.
We're on.
What about this one here?
It's been going.
Thank God. All right. Yeah, gotta notice that we on.
All right.
Okay. Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome,
As
everyone.
we wait just a hot minute. Literally a hot minute. It's what time is it? It's 8:03 and it's 80 degrees outside.
Right.
And I'm sweating like my mom would say, a hooker in church.
No, scratch that one out.
I'm just that hot.
The hookers are welcome into the house.
Come as you are.
Amen.
Don't be doing no work, but just come as you are. Amen.
Oh Lord of mercy.
Amen. All right. Forgive us.
There?
We be acting like we're big time. We're trying to multitask. So we're trying to make sure our lovely Instagram, we're telling your followers, hang out. Well, I guess we gotta hang out. So
who's that?
That's just, you can't be looking like that. Just
I'm sorry. I'm trying to see.
It's a long day.
You want me to press that?
No, it won't go away.
It should go away. It should go away.
All right. I just wanted to leave. That's right. The thing. It's not leaving.
It's gonna block the thing there. Do you think they'll have to do it?
No, they will not do Instagram. Don't worry about it.
Well, I guess it's one of those times we have some.
Well, it's not technical difficulty. It's just trying to get folks together.
Mm-hmm.
But the show must go on. As they say in church, where 2 or 3 are gathered together. What's the rest of it?
The Lord is in the midst.
And here we go.
Thereof.
Here we go.
Therein. Therein.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Zaren's laughing in the background.
Zaren laughing in the background.
Okay, so.
Well, let's begin.
Let's get started.
How was your week?
Well, we gotta. Welcome.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome to
My name is Dr. Graham Brown. This is my beautiful wife, Frankie, Dr. Graham Brown.
Welcome to Church Folks Be Talking.
What is Church Folks Be Talking?
What are we talking about? What are we talking about today?
Addiction.
Again? We're doing that again? We're
talking 5 love language. Last week we spoke about words
of affirmation. Let's do a quick recap as we're waiting on a potential audience. But they probably sleep because we tired.
As a matter of fact, I think.
Well, let's do a quick recap.
Let's do a. I don't know if everybody watched our lunch note that we did Friday.
I can't hear you at all. Why are you whispering?
I don't know if our guest has able to see our lunch note that we did on Friday, and we talk about couple envy.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a wonderful, wonderful discussion that we had.
Yeah. Just let it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know why it's looking like that? Because we usually have it this way.
Right. That's why.
So if you're seeing us on Instagram, we have our phone on landscape. So your face is essentially cut off.
Okay.
For comments. Nope. Because I like it this way.
I like it that way? Okay.
Let us know if this looks better. We can go the other way.
Right. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
As we said, it's hot. It's getting hot. It's like Nelly. It's getting hot in here. What you supposed to do?
Take off the shirt off.
I am getting so
hot.
Well,
no, I'm a preacher, so I can't be strip dancing here.
Trust.
That's not good. I can't be flexing all the girls.
It's not good for anybody.
That's right.
Let's go.
It's good for you.
All right. Always.
Well, welcome everyone. Welcome. Let's do a recap from our spousal envy.
Well, last week, Friday, we did our lunch notes. And on our lunch notes, we talked about the topic of spouse envy and what that looks like. That was in relation to envying what your spouse has, maybe a job, maybe a promotion, maybe going to the gym, anything of that nature.
Special quality that you see in them.
And or it's also maybe you are envying what another person's spouse has, either a characteristic or just things that they do better or that you
Ability
enjoy about them, than your spouse. Hey there, Blue Myth.
and other
And
marriage.
yes. And then the third one for spouse envy was just you and your spouse are envying just couples in general.
Couples in general.
And
Right.
just trying to just paying too much attention to them, all up in their business, and you don't know the flavor of the Kool-Aid.
Right.
But today we urge you guys to check that out.
Check that out.
Go to our YouTube page. Our handle is at Church Folks Be Talking. And that is up there. That's our third episode. Man, I feel like an episode of Do the Right Thing. You ever seen that movie with Spike Lee?
Of course. That's about 30 years old now.
You can call me Rosie Perez.
Are you having hot flashes?
Fight the power. But
we need to fight
something. I need to fight this AC.
Yeah, let me.
So let's get unbutton one of those. You two, you getting too professional,
too dignified.
I ain't got no buttons. Come on, pop ya. All right. So quality time. Today we are here. We are discussing quality time, as we promised before. Thank you for showing up.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Church folks were churching last Sunday, i.e., this guy. I was sitting here just waiting on him. But nevertheless, he was out networking and doing the things he had to do. And so we are here today to talk about quality time. So let's start there. Oh, I got a quote. I forgot I had a quote. Let's start with a quote. And this is a quote from marriage. And if you rock with us the last couple Sundays, we've been talking about this gentleman. It might be backwards, but it's Sacred Marriages by Gary Thomas. Pal, not Sacred Thomas. All right. They got me on that. Now I can't live it down. But here is the quote for this week. Which one? This one or this one? Which one?
No, you're going to do the first one. I did it. We're going to do the last one to close.
Marriages require a radical commitment to love our...
radical commitment.
Marriages require a radical commitment to our love. Aw, shucks. It's too hot. I can't. Marriages require a radical commitment to love our spouses as they are, while longing for them to become what they are not yet. Every marriage moves either towards enhancing... Every marriage moves either toward... Pedro,
I'm sorry.
You dry my mouth.
I'll dry your mind. Let me get some water.
Every marriage moves either towards enhancing one another's glory or degrades it. That was tough. Come on, go ahead. Go ahead. Let me get some water.
A radical commitment. The word radical can get people in trouble. How you interpret that word in many, actually in various contexts, but in the marriage, has to be radical.
Okay.
Right.
So let's discuss what is quality time. Let's just jump right in and get with the definition. What is quality time, sir?
Quality time is giving someone your undivided attention. It is not proximity. It's about togetherness. As you can see, we're close. We're close, but does not mean that we having quality time. But yes, we having quality time doing this together. Because last week, as we said, we kind of miss being together to do this Church Folks Be Talking. Yeah.
So quality time is also considered to be giving someone your focused interest, like leaning in and making it all about your spouse, your partner, your other person. That is what quality time. It's not proximity. Proximity suggests that you can be in the same room together, and that equates quality time.
Right.
But even if I'm on the computer, he's on the couch, we're in the same room together, that doesn't necessarily mean that we are creating or carving out quality time for each other.
Right. Because I know sometimes my wife will get on my case when she wants my presence here outside with her. And I kind of developed this habit just being on my phone playing games.
It's such a bad habit. I mean, I feel like you're too old to be playing games on your phone.
I know.
Let's be honest.
Yes.
I'm not too old. Shave off 30 years and it would make sense. But but a 50-year-old man should not be playing on his cell phone.
Tell me, you think a 50-year-old man should be playing games?
No.
You all send to the message. I think Anyway, nothing wrong with that. The guys,
It's
but
too
anyway,
much. It's too
but
much.
the point is that I fail in that sometimes, and I see that,
Yeah.
and I recognize that.
At some point in time, I believe when we were just talking about the beginnings of the love languages, I alluded to, or we both thought that my love language at one point in time
Was
was quality
time,
time.
right?
And I'm gonna stick to that. I think it was. I think it was. And somewhere in there, the channels got switched, the cables got unscrewed, and my love language changed to acts of service.
Right.
And we'll get to that, but it doesn't mean that I don't enjoy quality time, because I believe that was my that was my second top love language, being together and enjoying things, and we're going to get into exactly what that looks like. But now it is a top competitor, a chief competitor with acts of service.
Right.
Okay.
And just get into the fact that quality time is one of the quintessential language
Mhm.
of the Christian relationship with God, because
Mhm.
God He demands it, He commands it,
Mhm.
that we give Him the time. Because if we get our quality time with God right, then our horizontal
A what?
quality time,
A what?
horizontal. If our vertical quality time with
Oh,
God,
horizontal.
horizontal.
Okay.
That's just my
I
accent.
thought you said Oriental. I was
Not
like, who is
Oriental.
she? What she got to do with our quality
Oh
time?
Lord of mercy.
That's a whole
Oriental.
That's a whole
That's another level.
level.
I didn't know I was spending time with the woman I don't know. But
we ain't
anyway,
got time for
but
that.
the point is,
Yes.
if we get it vertical right, we got the horizontal
Correct.
in place.
Now, marriage creates a climate where your love is put to the greatest test. And nothing says loving like
me.
Oh my God. I was gonna say there's a commercial. Nothing says loving like biscuits in the oven.
Ooh, I'm like
Remember
biscuit
that?
in the oven.
You're not. I mean, you take a long time to cook. You just
But
better be looking in there like, is he ready yet?
That's right.
You take
Because
a long
the
time
longer
to get
it is, it come out.
Let me tell you. Speaking of long time in the oven, I made some red velvet cake today. I burnt that all up, all up, all up. I literally had to carve out the burnt pieces around the cake, and we just stacked that poor little cake up.
Because we were in the bedroom spending some quality time, well, not sexually, but spending time with each other.
Well, you could have just left it at that. And hello, everyone who is joining us. Hello. So here's my question. Let's start off like this. Before we know what quality time is, we're going to get into some ways and give you some tips about how to activate quality time, what that looks like in your relationship. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about what hinders the ability of you and your spouse from really getting quality time. Okay, Pillsbury, I knew it was, says nothing says loving like cinnamon rolls in the oven. See, she'd be right there with me. And we're also going to talk we have a couple little tips about how you and your spouse can enjoy each other's time and quality time. Right. Well, let me ask you a question. What are some things, or let's throw it out to the audience too. What are some things that you like to do with your spouse or your partner for quality time? It's important for you to, write out a list, carve out a list, think about things that you like, ask that other person, and then try to figure it out. And we're going to dive into how to make that happen. But think about that. What are some things that you like to do? But here's a question. What is your favorite way to spend quality time with me?
I tell you.
Let's keep it PG.
I'm gonna keep it PG.
PG.
PG. I'm just joking. Repeat that again. I'm off track.
What is your favorite way to spend quality time with moi?
I like, Friday, as I said, is our day.
Mm-hmm.
And be honest with me, whenever
what do we do on Fridays?
Let the folks know. We go breakfast. Mm-hmm. On Friday we sit at a diner that my wife loves to go to. Mm-hmm. It's a very wonderful diner, and we just sit, we talk, we communicate, we laugh, we talk about our ups and downs, our challenges, mm-hmm. and speak about people who have been a blessing. Be talking about people. Yeah, people who have been influential in our life, not in a bad way. No. But Friday is really a great time where I really get the time to really
Friday
spend time with you.
Friday is our time because he's off on Fridays.
Right.
And so he literally works from Saturday to Thursday because he's a pastor. So Sunday is his main chief time. And then Saturdays are baby dedications, weddings, baptisms, all those things. And so Fridays are the days that we drop our girls off and we get dressed and we go out for breakfast every morning, every Friday. When we first moved here, we used to go to breakfast at the McDonald's.
Oh my God, yes.
In the Bronx. And we found just an old McDonald's, and we used to love this guy who used to work behind the counter. He was so vibrant,
so flamboyant,
and so flamboyant.
Yeah.
And I just loved his spirit. And so we would literally go to that McDonald's just to hear him make orders. Right. He was amazing.
He was amazing. He was.
And then we moved from the diner, and then for a while we really didn't get a chance to do that. We fell on a patch, and we didn't get a chance to go to McDonald's or anything.
No.
And then most recently, maybe the last year or so, we've jumped back on that bandwagon and just really paid attention on how important it is to reconnect, because he was going busy, taking assignments on Fridays, going into work on Fridays, and it really hindered our quality time.
Right. Not start taking an assignment sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you have to work.
Yeah, I have to, but it was my day. And but anyway, not get into that. But we need that quality time to keep our mental state.
Okay, so that's your answer. That's your favorite time to spend with me? Is going to diners? That's your favorite way to spend time with me?
No, one of the favorite ways I like spend time with you also is movie night, when we do movie nights.
Oh, I love movie nights.
You know, when we do movie nights.
We can watch a movie and just lay in our bed and turn on that Cody movie thing.
No.
Oh, is that? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, we ain't got that.
Scratch that out.
Nope. We ain't got nothing like that, y'all. My bad. We be watching Netflix. We be watching Netflix and chilling. We do that, and we just watch TV. You know me. I'll pop popcorn, and we'll just either binge watch a series, or we'll find a new series, or we'll watch TV. What's my favorite time to spend with you? I would say the same things that you were going to say. Just as hanging out and really enjoying just our time together, because we don't get a lot of downtime.
No, we don't. We really don't.
We get the girls.
But
tablets,
tell them to
go in their room.
Do you remember?
And we're chilling.
When you was teaching at Mercy College, and after the girls have to come with us, and we dropping you off from school, and you always go to Starbucks. I tell you, those Tuesdays was also one of the very blessed.
That was fun. On Tuesday mornings, I used to have an 8 o'clock in the morning class. And so we would all have to get up around 6:30, and everyone would get dressed, and we'd all get up, even though the girls didn't have to go to school at 8:30, and they would drop me off around school around 7. But we would get up, all go to Starbucks and get coffee, and then he would drop them off in the morning. And so that was pretty fun. We had like almost a normal routine.
Oh man, we enjoyed
how everybody gets up in the morning, all panicked and rushed, and we all go out the door together, because that doesn't happen.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I was looking forward. Even Zevin.
Zola only wanted the Starbucks. Let's be honest.
But listen, the Starbucks was good.
She only got it for the Starbucks.
No, it was good. But those are those moments sometimes that it comes very rarely.
Yeah.
You know, and we kind of value those times.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about why is quality time important? Why did Gary Chapman decide to identify quality time as one of those main 5 love languages? What is so important about QT in marriages, and why should marriages really work to make it happen, even if this isn't your love language?
But can I say this here? There's 3 terms that he used.
Okay.
One of the terms he used is that there's 2 types of personality, and this is how your quality time will be affected. Right, in a negative way or positive way.
Okay.
On the first initial time of when you're dating, it can be very positive. For example, you talk about personality of a Dead Sea. You know, Dead Sea personality is the type of person who just listen. Right, so we not understand the Dead Sea is in Israel and Jordan River, where you receive a lot of water, but it doesn't give.
Okay.
You receive, but it doesn't give. So we take a lot of experience, but we don't give back what we have learned.
Okay.
And the Dead Sea person is the type of personality is a good listener. So, and the second type of person that you have is the, I'm going to call it the, not call it, but he calls it, I'm going to use the right term he used there, babbling brook, right?
This person that talk a lot.
Yeah, somebody who like to talk a lot.
Chatty Cathy.
Right, chat. One who have to get their hearing, talking, and then but if you listener dated a babbling, that may be a good conversation. But the problem is that you've been dating for 5 years,
okay,
and that person who been a good listener
hasn't got a word in.
Haven't got a word in. No, not even so much got a word in, but he listens, because a woman like a man, like a person who's a good listener, right? They want to hear them. But in the conversation,
are men really good listeners though?
No, I mean, I think some men are good listener.
That's just a pipe dream. That's what we want. But
the balance is that it's called the minimum daily requirement, where in the relationship now we begin to talk about to each other. What are the 3 things that you like to talk about?
Okay.
So they bring balance. And now I'm just not a receiver, but I'm also responding.
And so what's the third one?
That was the third one. The minimum daily requirement, where
you're dry desert, you're
Dead Sea, you're babbling brook, right?
You're
like to talk. But the balance,
what's
the third one is the balance. It's called minimum daily requirement, where each partner begins to communicate with each other, right? Because within 5 years of the relationship, the Dead Sea, in some extent, has to express him or herself in the communication. From Gary, from the
I don't like that.
You don't like that?
It's too much.
That's too much.
It's too much. It makes me think too hard.
No, not really. Not me. Because listen, I'm the type. I hate a woman who talk a lot about themselves, right?
Why we married?
They can be good quality. Not the same yet. No, not saying. But somebody who just talk about themselves so much. Right?
Oh yeah, someone
doesn't give the other person the opportunity to talk. So I want to clarify that a little bit.
All right. Well, we'll go with that one. We'll go with that one. So again, why is it important?
It's important, right? It's important when it comes to quality time, right?
Why is quality time important in your marriage?
It's important because you want to let your partner know that you have given her the undivided attention that she needs.
And I would also say, because I'm waiting on you to find the answer.
What do you think the answer is?
Well, I mean, I don't know the answer, but I think it's important because it creates intimacy, right? And there's something about a relationship that is valuable if you can create intimacy without having sex. And quality time creates that opportunity, because the more I get to spend time with you and really just get to spend time, not with your penis, right? But with your body, with your body and with your soul.
My penis
that makes, I'm just saying that to me makes a big conversation. That to me creates the room to get to the penis. You hear what I'm saying? Because you're creating quality time.
Since you said that,
you're creating an intimate. You're being intimate with your partner without being intimate, and most men don't get this part because they just want to be intimate, and women I want you to hear what I have to say. So I want to unload everything and talk about my day. I want you to talk about your day. I want us to connect. I want us to communicate. And for me, and maybe for most women or some women, that creates a level of intimacy that can be unmatched. If I can have a good conversation with you, if I can be a friend, if I can really understand that we're here, that to me gets me ready for the round one. Like watching him clean. You are so right. Get in that kitchen, that's intimacy in itself, right?
Well, to answer your question.
What was the question?
What is quality time? Right.
Yeah.
It's spending time
it was about why it's important. Why is it important?
Well, it's important because you're learning how to communicate.
Yeah.
With each other.
Yeah, it's very important.
Trying to find out what is important. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes, we can get I want to get into that, but we get so busy. We don't, for example, when I used to work third shift and live in Louisville, we work like night and day.
Yeah.
So we don't really create a quality time to where we should.
And it's the intimacy. It's the intimacy.
It's
the whole part about quality time is proximity. We can be in the same room together and I don't like you, or we're not communicating, or I feel like I don't even know who you are. That's why it's important to build relationships. We were talking about this today about people that we know in church, and we see them every Sunday, but yet and still we don't know them, right, well enough. And so it's incumbent upon us to create those relationships, to create some type of intimacy where we develop eventually a friendship, and then it flourishes to something else. But it's all about, and how do we do that? By quality time.
Quality time. You
Can't facilitate that just Sunday.
Sunday.
It goes more and deeper into Sundays. It goes texting your parishioners, seeing how they're doing, texting your church friends, creating a valuable relationship first. And then that signifies that you are creating something.
And quality. That's a true statement, because especially in the ministry, right? Mm-hmm. When you have pastors, and I'm a pastor, I'm a minister, and sometimes our time can be, our energy can be consumed with our parishioners, mm-hmm. that you are neglected, and our kids are neglected, and sometimes it creates tension, and where it leads to where where there's no communication.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting, because while you said that, because I was reading an article by a Bible teacher and also a preacher by the name of Mike Masalango. I think it's,
you tried it.
Italian.
Let's go. Yeah, you're fine with it.
But anyway, I just said Mike, right?
But Mike,
he said in a Christian marriage, your spouse is your top priority. Mm-hmm. And that is so true. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we don't think about it that way.
No.
We think that
our work is our top priority.
Is a top priority. We talk about that
our own things we got going on are our top priority.
Right.
And we put our spouses on the back burner.
Right. So that's very important, that my wife becomes the top priority.
When did you realize that? Or have you realized that I'm your top priority?
That's a great question, because one of the things you always point out to me is spend that time with me together. And there were times I would undermine it, overlook it as not seen as significant at that time. But I think it's when we transition here a little bit, I began to see how you value that time and that space with me.
And it's amazing, when I read this first sentence in our book about quality time, it said that quality time is not proximity. And I'll be honest, I was just asking for a little bit of proximity because you were so busy. I was just happy that you were literally in the same room at the same time. I didn't even care if you were on your phone, as long as you were in the same room as me. I would actually absolutely loathe it when we're here and you go into the bedroom and have your me time. And I'm just like, damn, I ain't seen you all day. At least just do whatever you got to do in here while I'm in here, and I'll take that. Because sometimes you just got to take what you got to take. Let's be honest. Resources below.
So as we talk about quality time,
so I'm a challenge proximity, because sometimes you got to get what you get.
So as we talk about quality time, what does that look like?
What does that look like? You were referencing something about spiritual intimacy.
Even before we get that, right? Making, one of the recommendation is from some article that I've read, is that making eye contact is very important, right? Mm-hmm. Because as I said, we tell our young men that we talk to when you're talking to us, if someone is speaking to you, you want to make sure you look them in the eye. Right, you don't look away. That seems to be very disrespectful when we do that. But it's to let our spouse know that we're making eye contact.
Do I have to have my eyes bucked like that? Yeah, you know what? That's
if you have bucked like that, I'm
like something wrong with you,
eye or something. I don't know.
That's a pet peeve with me too. If I'm talking to you, look at me. Right? Don't look somewhere else. Don't be on your phone texting. That's a chief indicator that says that you do not value the quality of my time.
And I'll be honest with you guys, I've done that,
Or I say, you ain't listening. You're not listening.
Exactly. And to
me, you ain't listening.
That's a sign of disrespect, to be quite honest with you. It really is.
Your mama taught you better.
Yeah. And I tell you, I feel guilty, to be quite honest with you.
As you should.
As I should. But it's a sign of disrespect.
Yeah.
Especially when your spouse is talking with you and I'm on my phone and I say, yeah, baby, but really, I think
briefly, I'm fine with that. But just a carried on conversation,
Right.
you're not even giving me the time of the day. I might as well go talk. Because guess what happens, guys? When you're not paying attention to your wife and you're not giving her that quality time, somebody else will.
Somebody is.
And that's
And
the main reason how it happens. That door opens up.
See, that's one of the
second
type of personality that I was talking about, the babbling brook.
It's not even a babbling brook.
It really is.
I just want you to listen.
The babbling brook is the type of person who loves to talk. And if your partner's not there to listen, guess what that person's going to do? They're going to find somebody.
But it's not even
definitely going to listen.
Yeah. But it's not even
it's not even
the idea of I love to talk. It's just you're not listening, period.
Well, that's the purpose.
Which moves on to our next
point. The purpose of babbling.
What can we do?
Right. The next one is that use active listening skill. Yeah. Right. One of the things that I've in my counseling training is that one of the ways that we show our client that we are listening to them, to let them know that we are hearing them, is to repeat what they said. And that's one way that we repeat what they said to us to let them know that we actually listen to what you actually saying. Yeah. So there are some tips that is given. Number one is that focus on what they are saying, right? Focusing to what they are saying, because that is very important.
Look like you're listening, right?
I pretend that you're listening.
Fake it till you make it.
No. You can't fake it till you make it. Trust me.
My biggest one, especially when like my students, I know they're not listening or they're fake listening when they be like, even though I do that too.
I think there's another one that's talk about that. Affirm what they are saying. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Because when you do that, it shows a sense of care.
Read that one right there. Right. Let's avoid what?
Avoid trying to offer advice unless they ask for it. Not typically for a guy, right?
Say it again.
No, for guys.
Say it for the person up there. Say that again.
For the guys, that's
What's
us.
The tip? What's the tip?
Avoid trying to offer advice unless they ask for it. And that is so true, guys. Because sometimes as men, rather than trying to hear what they're saying, we're trying to give advice, we're trying to fix it. And that's our nature. We understand that's how we were built.
I tell Pedro all the time, just listen. I don't want you to solve. Well, how come you didn't do this? Well, how come she didn't say? Hush.
Right.
Just listen, and just be quiet. That's all. Sometimes guys, I just want you to. I want to get it off my chest. I don't want you to figure out how to solve it. I just want you to let me get it out of my chest, out of my mouth, and then I'm fine.
And that's one of the challenges. To be quite honest with you, that's one of the challenges, because as men, we are built that way, but that's no excuse.
As women too, sometimes we want to fix it. Sometimes we want to fix it.
Excuse. Right. One of the things I've learned, though, in my journey, in my spiritual journey, in my growth, in my relationship with God,
it's only God.
It's only God, and I tell you, because sometimes, Job, when Job was going through his experience, his three friends came, Job just need them just to be there and just to be quiet and just hear him out. But the more that they were saying stuff, the more it was adding to his pain. Yeah. And sometimes when we're trying to give advice, we're not really helping. We causing more pain and frustration.
I say that too sometimes just with friends. I have friends that I call with absolutely, I have no reason for them to solve my problem. I just want them to hear what I have to say. I just need to yell and scream and vent and cry and then say, all right, have a great day.
And I love this one. I'll
talk to you tomorrow.
Try putting yourself in their shoes.
Is that
thinking about some of the tips?
Go to the third one. After active listening skills, set limits on technology, and we've discussed this times. Say, turn that damn phone off. Stop playing those games.
Right.
One of the things I like to do, and we got to get to moving, is I enjoy spending time with you at night when the day is over and the girls are asleep and we're in the bed. And we are just talking. We're just having conversation. And then we can say, and then we wake up the morning and we're real reflective and we'll say, you know what, that was a real good conversation. I'm glad we talked about that. That's been on my mind. So just really setting limits on technology and just focusing in on us.
Right. Another one is focus on quality, not quantity. Quality, not quantity.
And that's the key. And that one just indicates, take what you have and enjoy the quality of that. It doesn't have to be large or long spurts of time for quality. Sometimes just a leisurely walk is good enough because you can get so much done during that time. or just as we do, we spend time together at breakfast. And it's once a week, but I'll take it.
But remember that Friday that we did our walk at the park walk. That was
Yeah.
so wonderful.
Yeah.
We talk, we laugh, we joke.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
When I'm telling you I want quality time, if we go back to this tech thing, I always say let's go walk and let's go exercise and let's go to the gym. He wants to put his earphones in. I'm like, well, why am I here?
That's true.
If we're going to the gym and you're trying to listen to your gospel mega playlist.
No, but
that's not quality time for me.
It's not quality time, but I'm assuming that she's gonna listen to her music as well. But it's good to have someone to remind me.
Yeah.
Because guys, and when we get into our own individual routine at times, that can tend to interfere with the quality time.
But if you go to the gym every day, I only go with you one day. You don't need your headphones.
But still, that's what I'm saying. When you are built into your routine, it come automatically.
Make a plan.
Make a plan.
Is next.
Right.
Be intentional about how to create or curate quality time.
One of the things you
set time apart, set time up, be intentional about doing it.
And then when the thing, my wife took me to a jazz for my birthday, and I tell you,
well, it wasn't jazz, but it was quite an experience.
Wasn't it?
Shout out Dwayne Park.
I mean, it was good. It was
Manhattan.
Yeah, it was
a whole day. We had it was a whole vacation.
Right. And then also, we went to this vegan wood in Harlem. Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Spend some quality time with each other. So
make a plan.
Yeah, make a plan.
And with making a plan, you can make a plan just as good to go to McDonald's, or you can make a plan just as good to have a daycation, or find a way to do something with just you and your spouse. I think that's important. Sometimes we get so caught up in doing everything with the family,
right,
that we forget that it's about us first. It's about God, your spouse, your children.
And change your plan up. Change your plan up. One of the things that I've learned is that when you're running,
change the plan up.
No, I mean,
stuck in his routine. That change the plan up.
Listen, I'm trying, you all. I'm trying.
Jesus.
But I give her credit to her. I give her credit because that was a hard thing for me to do. It really was.
What was the hard thing for you to do?
Just to just go out and spend time, because where I was built, Listen,
how were you built?
Because listen, when I was growing up,
no,
when I was growing up, listen, this may sound shocking. I have 11 siblings, and there are times I would not even attend to my own birthday because I didn't like to be around people.
This is my violin. I'm playing. This is my kitty violin. Because your siblings. I had siblings.
I know, but the point is, I'm saying, everybody's different. You gotta understand people's history.
Yeah.
And it's important to do that, because if we don't, sometimes it can cause friction.
I agree.
So you gotta know where
Hey there.
So
so the second
develop
one is
a routine.
Develop a plan. Just be habitual. And that's what we've done with our Fridays. We've been
change it up.
Habitual with knowing, okay, Fridays, I got to get up out the bed and actually put on clothes so we can go do something. But I'm telling you, coffee motivates me. So I'm here.
Right.
You got me. Next, be present and available. If we're going to do it, if we're going to spend time together, act like you want to spend time.
Exactly.
Be available.
Exactly.
Don't take work calls. Don't do business. Don't send text messages. Don't watch the news.
That's one thing too. My habit. Oh my God! It's like
the news ain't changing. It's all still bad. Trump's still about to run for president. So why are we worried? Well, actually, we should be, but nevertheless.
But be present and available.
Be present.
That does not mean that you just home with the wife or with the one that you are sharing.
Definitely.
Doesn't mean that you are spending quality time.
Yeah.
Being present means and available, that you are on, what do I want to use?
On fleek?
On fleek.
What you talking about?
I know what I'm talking about. But anyway. But it means that you're not distracted. You're giving them your undivided attention.
Which goes right to the next one. Just stay in the moment.
Stay in the moment.
Be there.
Moment? What's that moment?
Be there. Stay in the moment.
Yeah.
Time is priceless. Your time is valuable. I went to the Drew Barrymore show this weekend, and let me tell you, I have never felt like someone who didn't know me was more present than people that I know. She was more attentive and more present in that moment with us 200, not even, maybe 100 audience members than most people are in a crowd of 5. She was very present, and I appreciate that. And she said at the end, your time is valuable and you could have been anywhere else. I appreciate you spending your time with me. And that was about a week ago, and that still has resonated with me. By the way, if you're watching, I'm going to be on TV November 8th. Just in the Drew show in the rafters. I'm not talking.
But something you should say next time, and that you would like me to go. So I'm looking forward.
Next time, I enjoy going to when I'm able to go to different talk shows. I've been to The View before, and so I would love for him to do that. I've never asked because he's never expressed interest. And when I actually,
it's not say I don't ever express interest. The day that you go, those are the days I work.
Yeah, but then when I went, he was like, "When we're going," I'm like, "I didn't get you a ticket. I just got it for me." But
y'all see, you see.
But when I get ready to go to the Sherry Shepherd show,
yes, I'll go.
I'm gonna
I'll make sure I make myself.
Make sure you're present.
Then if I do that, then because this is the compromise, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I do that, then my Friday become available for my job. And that's the compromise that probably.
Oh, we have to go in Friday. I'm fine with that. That means we can just have a whole day while the girls are gone.
Right.
Okay, and then the last tip on being intentional is be creative.
Right, be creative.
I would say our well, I'll get into that when we do quality activities. But your birthday was very creative. That was probably one of my best treats yet. Was our day. We went down to Manhattan and had a nice hotel, and I blinged it out with roses and everything, and then we took an Uber like we were tourists, and we enjoyed ourselves, and we stayed out all night.
Oh my goodness, yes, we did.
It was really great. Did you have a good time for your birthday?
Yeah, because one of the things that we even said to each other, I wish we could have more.
I wish we did days, this. I know.
And
it was expensive.
It was expensive, but you know what? It's not the quantity; it's the quality. Period. And I give my wife kudos for that.
Yeah,
she's really good. I'm terrible on that.
Period.
I am really terrible.
What we do for my birthday?
What we do? Yeah, here's the thing. Yeah, I did something that I didn't pay attention to.
All right, so
not pay attention.
You bought me a birthday card, but it actually said Mother's Day.
But somebody put Mother's Day card in the first, so I thought it was a birthday card.
That means he only read the outside.
The outside was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Not the inside. You're the best. You're the best mom in the world. I was like, when I give you birth to you? But we all know. We all know wives that.
So please get it correct.
We all know that your husband is your other kid.
Yeah. Oh Lord, I can.
Somebody asked me that. I'm not breastfeeding now. That's it.
She would have breastfeed next kid.
Next.
But it's in the Bible.
Okay,
anyway, go ahead.
When we talk about quality time, spouses need to learn to talk, right? Why is it important? I just want to give a few tips so we can move forward.
Right.
I stay sweating.
Oh yeah.
Spouses need to learn to talk, and why, as I said before, it creates a friendship. And it's important. It's important. It's important. It's important. I cannot reiterate this enough and have really leaned in onto the suggestion that we're working on our friendship, not our marriage. We're working on how to be best friends. And you know what I did the other day when we went out Friday and we had our little coffee cup? I posted a picture of us with our drinks, and I played this song by Brandy, and it was called Best Friend. And I was really like, I really kind of do like you like that now, because 5 years ago, I would have never posted any. You would never look at my Facebook page and say, "I love you, you're my best friend." I'd be like,
one of the things that my wife said
never,
to me,
never.
I think it was a couple years ago, and it really.
But all I'm saying is, we've come such a far way. Because I would have never ever posted that before, because I didn't like you.
But something you said, though, not even like
you were my husband, but not my friend.
But you did say something very powerful, and that it really hit me. She said to me one time, I love you, but I'm not in love with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, wow, I was really taken back from that statement that she made. And I said to myself, what? I mean, you're telling me that I love you, but you're not in love with your husband. And I really, it took me back there for a minute. And I said, wow. So there's something that I was doing that was contribute.
It was lack of quality
time.
And maybe acts of service, if we're honest, because I want to get no acts.
What kind of acts are you talking about? not to relax.
I mean, I was about to get an axe. If we're honest, I was about to push that little red thing in the hallway and get that axe
that statement that she made, it really flowed me within. And I said, wow, you know, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. And I tell you, and that's what my wife said previously, you know, for us that Friday, just to come together and, you know, it showed the evolution of where or far I've come.
Yeah. And because if you truly have a friendship with someone, you are able to freely communicate without worry about what their responses are going to be. And if you're in a relationship and you're just a husband and wife, then you're not telling him if you're spending the money. You know, you're not telling him if you're taking a card. You're not telling him if you're doing this, you're doing that, because you're worried about what he's going to say. But if you are in the friend zone and you're comfortable about what you're saying, then you are able to go ahead and have those uncomfortable conversations because we are cool. We are friends.
But one other thing that I want to definitely stress tonight here, because as a Christian, as a man of God, you know, one thing I want to highlight is that I'm going to get to the point we're talking about spiritual intimacy.
Yeah.
Because, you know, one of the things that I want us to do as a couple is to grow spiritually in our faith, in our walk with the Lord. Because I think when we do get that right, I believe everything begins to fall into place. So spiritual intimacy is a very important factor in our relationship.
I think before we even get to spiritual intimacy, we have to learn how to be intimate first, right? I can't follow your lead if I can't get to that level if we don't start somewhere.
Well, spiritual intimacy is basically talking about that.
Hey Ree.
Spiritual intimacy is really basically talking about how both partners, spouse, are in a relationship with God. Because if we get that right, if we get our individual relationship with God right, then the spiritual intimacy with each other will fall into place.
Yeah.
Right. So that's very important. And let me give some of the some tips that Dr. Mind has given for that to happen. You know, you have to be unconditional commitment to the marriage, right?
You have to have unconditional.
You have to have conditional commitment.
Unconditional.
Period.
Unconditional.
Right? Unconditional commitment. Listen, you're in it. I told my wife this. I said, listen, you're not leaving me. I think I want us to be together from eternity. You ain't running from me. But if I die, I'm coming.
If I'm blinking twice, that means come get me.
Come get you.
Because he ain't let me go.
Right off of you.
He ain't let me go.
But unconditional. And think about it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I begin to understand my marriage. And this is true. I'm not trying to over spiritualize it. I really did. I begin to understand my marriage with my wife in the sense of God begins to show me my weaknesses, that He work with me and be patient with me. And when that revelation came to me, I began to really value my wife. No, I began to value my wife in the sense of.
I'll tell you something. Sometimes people think in marriages are easy, or even just like because you're a pastor and I'm your wife, that we're automatically supposed to know how marriage works. Right. Neither of us have any really
inclination.
No one knows.
Right. Listen.
No one knows how to do this. Listen, and it's different for everybody.
Different to everybody.
Because nobody's
you can read
the same.
All the book you want to read on marriage.
And I'll be honest, if you were married once, when you do it again, it's not going to be the same.
It's not going to be the same.
Especially if you do it again, because you're learning from the mistakes from the first time what not to do. Am I right? Our second time married.
And if you're not learning from the first mistake and the second mistake, you're going to get divorced again.
Period.
That's the bottom line. Another thing, ask for what you want. You know, that's important. That's very essential.
In what context?
In the sense of, in this open up, honest communication. You know, what do you want in the marriage?
When do you say that?
When do you say that? I say, okay, you know.
Yep, you agree, Ree. When do you say what you really want? Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I want love. No, seriously, I want love. Most
what does that look like, though?
Want unconditional love, right? So what does that look like? That may be giving our undivided attention to you
Yeah.
when you need it.
Yep.
Right. That's definitely.
Yep.
And then model what you need in your life, because the best way is to model it. Right. You don't want to keep saying it. You got to demonstrate it.
These are tips for spiritual intimacy.
Right. And understand your spiritual types. Some people go to study how to feel God and His love, and some God's work.
Yeah.
If my wife is the type of person who spiritual language in whatever area, then I need to tap into that and begins to work with her.
And a lot of that, and a lot of the tips that you're given, and let's give one more, and then
I'll give one more. I like this one there. Check-in time.
Check in. Yeah.
This is so important, right?
Oh, were we talking about that? Oh, I was talking about that when I was at the Drew show. We were talking about marriages and what creates a longevity in the marriage. And let's be honest, even though you've been married a long time, it doesn't mean you have a healthy marriage. Okay. We know people married 47 years, 57 years miserable. All right. God. We know people who are married. One of my good friends on this call here, she's been married maybe 2 years, and she's probably living her best life with this particular marriage. And so the longevity doesn't matter; it's the quality of the marriage.
But the longevity may be
just because you ain't got nothing else to do.
No, they're just doing it just to keep the kids happy.
Right.
And they're miserable like that. I don't want our marriage to be.
I don't know I don't even know where I was saying with that. I was going somewhere with it. But look, real quick, I was as we're doing that, and we're going to reel it in a little bit. I want to talk about the difference, and maybe you can chime in on this. The difference between the difference between me time and quality time, right? It's the big thing. Talking about, I need some me time. I got to do me time. Lord knows I love me some good me time, or we call it self-care, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does that? Boy, I love me some me time. Yeah. But how does that coincide with quality time, or is it in opposition to quality time? Because if I'm saying me time, that means just me by myself. How much of that do I need in order, or how much am I sacrificing our quality time together?
No, I think that's a great question, because I know sometimes, and guys,
is it necessary?
It is necessary, and it's healthy.
It
is healthy.
Do you take me time?
Yeah.
What's your me time? What do you do for your me time?
Oh my God. Sometimes when I do my me time, I like to watch my Netflix series. I get into it.
Yeah.
I know when and this is the thing, guys, if you know your spouse, it's very important that you know your spouse emotionally.
You know when.
Right. You know when
time for your spouse.
When she said, okay, at that time my wife is in, and I could tell that she needs that time.
Oh, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
We were talking about the Drew show. We were talking about our tanks, right? And so when just last weekend, I was spent. It was just the worst week of my life. And literally I didn't have to say anything. I just went in that room and I didn't come out from like Friday to Sunday.
And guess what? Who took care of business?
And he cooked, he got the girls fed, he ran errands, did everything he needed to do.
Just like yesterday.
And just showed up.
Right. Yesterday she needed
I didn't have to say anything.
Right. You need some me time. I took the girls to the library. She stayed back home by herself.
I was spent.
So guys,
it's important to understand that, I think, and that goes with
it's healthy
understanding and communicating and understanding equality. Because sometimes you can communicate without communicating verbally.
That's right.
You should be able to look at your spouse and say, you know what, or even sometimes Pedro, he'll go in the room and he'll just get in the bed and he'll start doing this, and I'll say, all right, girls, let him have it. Leave daddy alone. Let daddy do.
And there are times when my wife will know when I come in, and this is how she knows that.
Yeah.
If I go lay down, she knows automatically. Yeah, I'm just done.
So me time is important. Yeah. In addition to, and I'll be devil's advocate, me time is just as important as quality time. Me time is for me. Me time is for you. But then quality time is for us, right? According to a poll in the New York Post in 2019, 3 of the top life priorities of married couples, 57% value quality time.
Wow.
As a group. And then 46% of people preferred me time, found me time important. And then the other 45% were date nights. Okay, so it's important to tune in, to have your carved out time for yourself, because if I'm depleted, I can't give you quality.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
And and we need that. To be honest with you guys, we're in a very busy world.
It's so much going on. It's just going to drag you down.
So much in the busy world, but I'm telling you,
it's so much going on.
We need it.
Yeah.
And if we don't have it, we can't survive.
And I was looking at another poll, eHarmony. So in 2020, 82% of couples are currently happy in their relationship. 82% are currently happy in the relationship.
Christian couples are just couples.
These are just couples who are swiping and dipping and doing it on eHarmony. But eHarmony encases a larger pool of people. But nevertheless, I mean, Christian couples, if we get that real, it's probably lower than that because they're miserable.
Well,
Christian couples be acting like everything is perfect, and it's not.
It's not.
Because I just said he's a pastor and I'm his wife, and we weren't friends. So how about that?
How about that? And one of the things this article was talking about,
church folks be talking.
And guys, and I'm telling you this is going to help you a lot, because when I read this article, I felt so guilty. One of the things that we try to do, that we try to make our spouse spiritual. And you can't do that.
Was that Christian couple?
Christian couple. You can't make yourself spiritual. Listen, you're gonna.
Ice Cube said it. Ice Cube or either Ice-T. One of them Ices said you can't turn a garden tool into a housewife. Okay. Just the same. You can't make someone who's unspiritual spiritual when they're not ready.
But they're not ready.
Because we came into this relationship, and I said on our first live together, Pedro we broke up because I was too worldly for this guy right here. I wanted to do my thing. I was in it, and he was like, "No, you're good. I'm gonna holler at you later." And I was just like, yeah. Oh yeah, church B-Day cards for my birthday. And I was like, well, I'll holler at you later. We got back together, and even in this 13 years, I just started getting it right.
We are getting it right.
But the process is we still working. God ain't finished with me yet.
God ain't finished with
Lord knows he's still tinkering.
And just be honest.
So when you're ready, that's all I'm trying to say. You can't force anybody in any relationship.
You gotta be patient.
Let's do this. I have this. I think we'll figure out where we are.
Yeah.
When we talk about get the things, the tips.
The tips.
Another thing we talked about, quality time, but let's talk about the value of quality activities, right? And what that looks like. What I did want to say real quick, one of the things that really, here the question was, what are some of the most memorable quality activities that we've done together? What is one of the most memorable things that we've done together thus far for our quality time that you can recount?
Wow.
What's one of the most memorable?
For me, I would say when you took me to the jazz. When you took me to the jazz, when in Harlem, that was really an impact for me. To be
actually, you supposed to take me there because I was in a funk.
And that's the thing. Well,
you took me, but then you really enjoyed the experience more.
I did.
Yeah,
but that's true. She was in the funk, and I took her.
Yeah,
I
stay in a funk.
But hey, she got out of the funk, which is good because it did. She really did get out of the funk.
We went to Harlem to Minton's for jazz night.
So
got to sit up front.
What are the quality time you can remember?
The one that I wrote down unequivocally has been probably my favorite, and the thing that I never thought that you would ever do, but I know you love me just that much. As you took me to go see Dave Chappelle.
Oh my God, yeah.
Dave Dirty Mouth Chappelle. And that's one of the things we do for our quality time. Mm-hmm. We will sit there and we will binge. We have literally watched every Dave Chappelle comedy show.
I don't watch Dave Chappelle like that.
Every comedy show from Sticks and Stones to Equimini or whatever that one, Equinox, whatever it was. We've watched all those. And the fact that he was just over there in Atlantic City.
That's one of the things that she told
me about. He took me there.
Yeah.
Unhesitedly. I said, babe, Dave Chappelle's in town. Can we go? He was like, buy the ticket. I was like shocked. And from the bottom of my soul, I knew that I wouldn't let you go. And I knew that you knew that you were my person. That's how I knew.
And that's a journey.
That's how I knew that you were my person. And to go along with that, the purpose of quality time and activities, the top 3 things that are intentional about it. And the purpose of quality time is to have experiences together.
Together, right.
And so 3 essential ingredients of quality activities are this. At least one person wants to do it. I wanted to go to see that Dave Chappelle so bad.
But you remember, what's that?
And when we lived in Kentucky, you would have
like,
never took me to see
no,
Dave Chappelle. Never.
But you did like Soul Child. Remember, I did take it to the.
You took me to go see Music Soul Child for my birthday.
For your birthday.
I remember that.
Yes.
So we've definitely done a lot. But that Dave Chappelle though.
You would not have me go there, but you know something.
Chappelle.
Yeah.
And boy, we had a time. Did you not enjoy Atlantic City?
Oh my God, I laughed until I cried.
Did you not say you wanted to? We wish you would have stayed there longer as well.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a whole vibe.
It was a whole vibe.
So one of the 3 essential ingredients to have quality activities. At least one person wants to do it.
Right.
The other person, top 2, the other person is willing to do it. You just have to have the willingness. It doesn't have to be your cup of tea. It doesn't have to be something that you want to do, but you're just willing to do it because you love your spouse, you love your partner. And then third, both know why you're doing it.
Why you're doing it.
You did it. You did it for me, and I knew.
I love you.
I knew that you were probably going to be like, I'm gonna have to spray and put holy water all over this Atlantic City and pray myself down. But you enjoyed yourself. It wasn't vulgar. It wasn't. It was nothing you don't hear me say, if I'm honest.
Right.
And you enjoyed yourself. Yeah, and that was all I ever wanted, was us to just kind of get out of his comfort zone and to kind of join me in my world and create an experience. And that's what we did.
Join her in her world. So now I want to come in my world.
We go to church every Sunday.
I'm sure.
So we there every week.
But guys, I wrap this up by saying this here.
Did we say what hinders? Can we do that really quickly?
What hinders?
Let's talk about. I know we're going over, and we said we were tired, but we got to get everything here.
Yeah, let's talk about.
We talked
5 hindrances.
We talked about what it is, why it's important, how to activate it. But let's give just quickly a couple of tips of what might hinder your ability to cultivate or create quality time. Go.
Right. 1, hectic schedule.
Hectic schedule
Can be so busy. Poor communication.
Going here, you're going there.
Poor communication.
I'm not telling you correctly, because sometimes, ladies, we don't say what we're supposed to say, and we think that you're supposed to know what we're saying when we're thinking it.
And it's a big one too. You don't think about it, but it really is. Feeling a spiritual inferiority.
Phil, where'd that come from?
Feeling of spiritual inferiority.
Feelings of spiritual inferiority.
Right.
One has more Bible knowledge than the other.
Right. Well, when one thinks he or she is more spiritual and the other person feels as if they cannot meet up, no, I don't.
That was this guy. You're
no,
1 through 7.
I can't say. I can say that. Not even realize it. But anyway,
well, you can have spiritual. I ain't gonna say.
And the one is this lack of spiritual experience, right?
We can talk about that unresolved problems.
Let's talk about unresolved problems in the marriage that can create lack of intimacy.
That hinders your ability to have quality time, because you're not getting to the root of the issue.
No, you're not.
Why you're upset,
and
so you're projecting your issues.
Yeah, and that's the danger about it too. You cannot be. Not everything is spiritualized.
From a Christian marriage perspective,
and that is so true. There's some stuff that is literal, and we have to deal with it in reality.
And some stuff you just take it as it is. We ain't always got to talk about Jonah and Jacob and Peter.
And one more thing is
that it is what it is.
Don't complain about the time you spend together. Listen.
Why we always gotta do this? Why we always gotta go where you want to go? Why we always gotta go to this diner?
But here's one thing, though. One of the things that my wife used to love to watch is Housewife of Atlanta, right? Reality show.
Oh, that's been so long ago.
It's been so long.
That was when Sheree was there the first season, right? With her fashion show with no fashion.
I was very critical of her at that time. No, seriously, I was.
That's what I said. Years 1 through 7.
Yeah, and I said, you know what? Okay, let me sit with her. Let me go. That may not be my forte of my spending time, but I said, you know what? Let me go into her world and spend that time with her. And I tell you, I've learned so much. Yeah,
he was all up in that. He was like, "What's Kenya doing? Where Nene at?"
Right. None of that too. And then that led into
I like Candy
to watch. What's that show? That preacher show used to come on.
Preachers of LA. I love that.
But the other show, the series that Oprah direct produce?
I have no idea.
But anyway, but it led to into other activity
Yeah.
that allow my wife and I to spend quality
Yeah.
time
So it's
together.
it's really about doing something that you really don't want to do just for the sake of your partner. Right. I've done I think if I'm honest, you've done more in compromising for me, maybe than I have with you, but you don't really have nothing that you want to do. I'm the one that really wants to do stuff. So I mean, like I said, I go to church every Sunday. That's my compromise.
And I have some wear, but I can't say it live. But
We talked about that day one.
yeah,
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's from the earth,
Right.
and it's legal.
But yeah, thank you so much, guys. This has
What else
been,
we got? Do we have anything else?
Yeah, only we can say, listen, check us out on Lunch Note that we did Friday. And
we would love for you guys to look at our series Lunch Notes. Those are just brief 30-minute quick segments, a little bit of music, a little room, a little bit of humor. And it just talks about other subjects, not as deep as this, but some that are just fun and lighthearted. So we ask that you look at that. Go to our YouTube page at Church Folks Be Talking. You're watching me on my Instagram, but you can also ask you to follow Church Folks Be Talking on our Instagram page. We have a join page because I can't do my TikToks on my Church Folks. I said that at Church Folks Be Talking.
Okay, you talking about you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna finish with this quote right here. This is
okay.
so
Go ahead.
Powerful.
Go ahead. Do this one.
It's powerful. It said,
"Speak up,
man. This is for you. If you treat woman,
this is for us.
If you treat a man as he is, he will stay as he is. But if you treat him as if he were what he ought to be and could be, he will become the bigger and better man that you're looking for."
So I would say, speak life into your partner. See the potential in your partner and affirm that for them. Speak that into existence.
Speak what you see.
I always say, and I'll leave it here. When I was going through my doctorate program, I was done. I mean, I was like, I can't. Statistics are kicking my ass. I can't do it.
Oh my God.
I don't want to do it. Who needs this degree anyway? Why am I spending all this money? And I was literally in a session with my teacher, and I hung up on him because I was so frustrated because I just didn't get it. And he really gave me some tough love.
My God, let me tell you,
he kind of cursed me out a little bit spiritually.
Man, one night I just went off on her. I said, listen.
Yeah, he did.
There's no way we're gonna come to New York and spend so much money. Cause you said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't fall." I said, no. Don't tell me.
Yeah, he went real
that you done. I said, no, you're gonna finish.
Yeah,
you're gonna finish this degree. You're almost done. And guys, sometimes we need that. We need our partner.
It's important
to encourage us.
It's important to not only have them tell you what you want to hear, but you have to receive the things that you don't want to hear. Because
that's what he's saying. Yeah. You see what they can become.
Yeah.
You see the potential. And my wife has that. My wife is very gifted. I keep telling her this. She's an eloquent speaker. She's really good. She really is, right? And when I see that in her, I push her. I said, no, you're not going to give up. You're going to finish it. And by the way, we worked together. When she was doing her survey, I was there beside her.
It was definitely a team effort. From that point on, he had just finished his doctorate degree. Were you finished by then?
Yeah, I did finish.
You were finished by then, and so it became our degree, literally. Right. And we traveled. He took me all over Jersey, all over Metro. Me and Zola went.
Took her places where she needed to do a survey.
Stayed in the car while I talked to people for hours on end. Reading a book just so I could make sure I got there. And it became our degree. And I realized that I couldn't have did that without you.
Right.
And I thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I thank you for that. I ain't got no job, but you know what?
But listen.
It's not.
The job.
I don't have anything else good to say about it.
But the thing that we can't say, we're gonna wrap it up, is that.
But I am a doctor, though.
Yeah. The thing is that God has opened doors where she's able to teach. Yeah. I mean, it's not the best, but you know what? We got to learn how. Let
me roll it back. I got a job. Matter of fact, I work 2. Let's be honest. Matter of fact, I work 3. So I guess all those equal 1. Matter of fact, he's a job as well, so I work 5. All I'm just saying
He's
is
a Jamaican work all the jobs.
I don't get to work.
Who's a Jamaican?
Right.
She or me?
Me, right. I'm a Jamaican. I don't get to work what I'm not what I want to work, but I think God has better plans for me. And so I'm thinking academics. I'm thinking this God's saying, no, that's not real. You're really supposed to be.
And let's talk about, that's what we're going to do.
True,
but
but
you're doing something that is awesome. Everybody needs to know that. My wife is the president of what?
To my Toastmasters? Yeah, my Toastmasters club.
And she do a dynamic job with that.
Well, thank you.
But it's those small things I'm trying to let my wife understand, that those small things that God has opened for her is really preparing her and preparing us for what he has in store.
Well, yeah.
And we cannot overlook those things.
Which just means your journey isn't what you always think it is.
Right.
I thought I'm getting a degree. I'm going to work in healthcare. I'm going to be a professor. I'm going to be a teacher. And God's like, no, you're not there for that. You're going to be there for something else. So that's preparation for something else.
So the goal is, guys, see your partner for what he or she can become.
Yeah.
Speak life.
Speak life into him.
Speak life into him.
Make him feel good about himself.
And especially for Black men.
Yeah. You guys need that.
You got to speak life. Ladies, if you're dating, well, I'd say speak life.
Is it a Toby Mac song?
No, that's just me.
Ciao. Ciao.
God bless you. God bless you all. Thank you so much.
Make sure that you go to our YouTube.
And please subscribe. And send us some response.
Send a friend the link.
Yeah, your friend.
Maybe
tell others about it.
Them.
Right. And
what else?
Send us some questions, some comments.
If you have anything that you'd love for us to talk about, we would love to hear it. What are we talking about next week? Let's do that real quick. What's the next one?
I don't know. She just catch me off guard.
We're doing love language.
We're doing a love language. You can't catch me off guard like that.
It's supposed to be. Come on.
Oh my goodness. Oh, it's receiving gifts.
We ain't talking about that. I ain't got no gifts.
Listen, I'm young.
I ain't receiving. You see what I got? I got a Mother's Day card for my birthday.
Listen.
That's about the extent of that.
That's the gift.
So if we omit that, that's because we have no idea what that looks like, if we're honest. So then let's go.
Receiving the gift.
Let's go to acts of service. Let's just jump on.
We're gonna stick with that. You know why? Receiving the gift, because sometimes
maybe we'll learn. Maybe you'll learn something.
We may learn something from that.
I've been giving gifts.
Because we also talk about that in our spousal envy. All that we did touch on that a little bit.
What, gifts?
Yeah, that you say you don't change me for anything.
But that's not. You're not my gift. You're not a gift.
Listen to me,
child.
Let me tell you, receiving gift. I'm the best gift she had ever received.
Oh my God!
And she is the gift sent from heaven.
You sure right about that,
from the Lord. So listen.
Well, I tell you what, we're gonna be the blind leading the blind on that one.
No, we can't do that.
So we're gonna figure. Well, we're gonna be the blind.
No, there's no way we're gonna be the blind. We're gonna be
Helen Keller leading Ray Charles.
No, we're gonna be the light.
Of
the light of Christ of receiving the gift.
Well, we gotta do our research.
God bless you all so much. Thank you for coming.
Y'all are sweet to hang out with us.
And, by the time, tell them about changing the time.
Next week, because we're tired. It feels like it's 6 o'clock in the morning. We are changing from 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. We're going up to 7.
Right.
All right. So you can tuck your kids in and nestle in and have a little quality time with your spouse and listen to us.
Right. But don't be doing that and listen to us at the same time. So
well, I mean, hey, whatever floats your boat.
Oh my God. All right. God bless. What did I